If you've been following conversations around Nnamdi Kanu, then you've probably seen fresh claims circulating online, including allegations that someone within the United Nations is working against him.
My people, hey, wonder shall never end. Okay, according to AFP News, he says, and I quote, that the United Nations is working with Nigeria to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never get justice. That is one part from AFP. Okay, according to Yale.com, that is another newspaper online from Finland, he says also, and I quote, that Umar Sadia, which is a Deputy Secretary General to United Nations, I mean, is deputy to Antonio Guterres. You know him, Antonio Guterres. So that Deputy Secretary of the United Nations, Umar Sadia or Sadiqa, I cannot remember her name again. Please, if you know her full name, drop it at the comment section. I don't have time to begin to go to Google now. That woman is a Fulani and also a Nigerian Fulani jihadist working with United Nations. You see the reason why when we tell you that United Nations, African Union, ECOWAS, all these have been compromised. In fact, they have been hijacked. You think we are you think we are just here to look for your what do you call it? You are looking for you are looking for audience. You are looking for traffic. But that is not it. We are here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. I don't know why some people don't understand this. What we are into. United Nations. I tell you the truth. The reason why they give Buhari 6 months and up to now that 6 months have turned to 6 years. They have not done anything. It's because of that woman there. United Nations is working against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, they are working against him day and night to make sure that he never gets justice. You can imagine that. And these are the people you want us now to go and report our case. Oh, take your case to United Nations. Go there. My brother, even Common African Union, Simon Ekpa wrote a letter to African Union about the declaration of Biafra. Do you know that the secretary in that particular office is a Fulani and from Nigeria and for Nigeria? She dusted that letter. She tore it and threw it into trash bin. Ngozi Oronbete have wrote countless of letters to ECOWAS. Do you know the head of ECOWAS? In terms of receiving mails and whatever, is a Nigerian, a Fulani. You see how they are positioning themselves. If they're only one, anywhere they enter, they will make sure that they conquer that place. So all these organizations I call to you now, my brother, they have been hijacked. I don't pray that they will not hijack US very soon because Fulani is also in US government. They are there. But they will not say anything until they get power. They will not say anything until they get full control of everything. That's how they operate. Let us listen to this message, my brother. Just know it, that if you are calling for world powers or any organization that is going to help us in this journey, my brother, please disregard anything that got to do with the United Nations, African Union, ECOWAS. You see, even the European Union, my brother, Fulanis are there also. Ew, sorrow, agony and pain. How do we get here? It's all right. And all these positions, so we have people who have been there before, who could not achieve anything. United Nations will have somebody who represents us here. Currently, World Trade Organization is this spearheaded by an Igbo woman from Niger State. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Am I right or wrong? Or maybe she's from Delta Igbo, or rather she's from Igbo land. In fact, she's from Igbo land. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is an Igbo woman. World Trade Organization. Ngozi Ezekwesili has represented us. You know, World Bank. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala have also been there to represent us, the Igbos, the Biafrans. With all these positions, what are we able to achieve with it? She is there. She never make any comment about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Havana, maybe her deputy there is a Fulani woman or man. You can see everywhere they are. They are in World Health Organization, they are in World Trade Organization, they are in the ECOWAS, they are in African Union, they are in European Union, they are in United Nations, they are in UK. So waiting for the men again. They are in Asarok. Waiting for the men again. They are even in Aba. They are in Onitsha. They are in Owerri. They are in Abakaliki. And they are also in Enugu State. Hey, we are doomed forever. Let us listen to this clip, I beg you. And then after that, we can discuss more from the comment section. And just make sure you like this message, share it, comment on this, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. Please, let's go there.
But what exactly is true? What is speculation? And why is this issue suddenly gaining attention again? That's what we're breaking down today in a clear and balanced way. At the center of this discussion is a recent development involving concerns raised about Kanu's treatment and broader human rights questions. According to reporting by Punch newspapers, international attention has been drawn to how his case is being handled, with calls for explanations from Nigerian authorities. This has sparked renewed debate both inside Nigeria and among observers abroad. Before we go deeper, if you find content like this helpful and want more clear, fact-based updates on major Nigerian issues, take a moment to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more people stay informed. And I'd also like to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop a comment as we go along. Now, let's carefully unpack the situation. Reports indicate that concerns have been raised at the international level regarding possible violations of Kanu's rights. These concerns are not entirely new. His case has attracted attention for years and but what's different now is the renewed push for accountability and explanation. At the same time, claims have started circulating on social media suggesting that a particular individual, described in some posts as a Fulani woman working within the United Nations, is allegedly acting against Kanu. It's important to approach this part with caution. As of now, there is no widely verified or credible public evidence confirming such claims.
What public evidence you need again? Met and no fire you that place. What public evidence you need again? what would I call it? All these broadcasters, or what would I call them? TV presenters. Sometimes they can be annoying. You need evidence. So if she is working against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, she will don't come put it on a paper and say, yes, I'm working against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, where you know exactly what they are doing, the antecedents, or how they are planning to take over the Biafra land, and you're looking for what do I call it? Looking for evidence. Oh, sorry, the name of that woman, I just remembered her name now. Her name is Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Amina Mohammed, that is her name. One idiotic, foolish woman.
Much of this appears to come from online speculation rather than established reporting. And this is where things can easily become confusing. In Nigeria, where ethnic and political tensions already exist, narratives like this can spread quickly and take on a life of their own. That's why it's important to separate verified facts from assumptions or emotionally charged interpretations. What we do know, based on available reporting, is that international bodies have shown interest in Kanu's situation, particularly regarding human rights concerns. The United Nations, through its mechanisms and representatives, they sometimes raise questions when there are allegations of rights violations in member countries. This is part of its broader role in global governance. However, that does not automatically mean there is a coordinated effort by any specific individual or ethnic group working against Kanu. These kinds of conclusions require strong, verifiable evidence, and at the moment, such evidence has not been clearly presented in credible reports. So how did this narrative gain traction? In many cases, when sensitive political issues intersect with identity, whether ethnic, regional, or religious, people may interpret events through those lenses. Social media then amplifies those interpretations, especially when they are framed in a dramatic or emotional way. Another factor is the long-standing tension surrounding Kanu's case itself. Here, as the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, his detention and legal battles have been deeply controversial. Supporters argue that he is being treated unfairly, while the government maintains its own position based on national security and legal considerations. Because of this divide, any new development, especially one involving international attention, quickly becomes a flashpoint for debate. Let's also look at why the involvement of international organizations matters. When bodies like the United Nations raise concerns, it can put pressure on governments to clarify their actions and ensure they align with international standards. This doesn't mean immediate change will happen, but it does bring more visibility to the issue. According to reports, the UN has requested explanations regarding certain aspects of Kanu's treatment. This kind of request is typically part of a formal process where governments are given the opportunity to respond and provide their side of the story. Now, coming back to the claim about an individual allegedly working against Kanu, it's crucial to emphasize that attributing complex institutional actions to a single person, especially based on identity, can be misleading. Large organizations like the United Nations operate through systems, committees, and official mandates, not individual personal agendas. That's why responsible reporting focuses on documented actions, official statements, and verifiable evidence, not unconfirmed allegations. And this brings us to a bigger question. Why does this story matter? It matters because it touches on three key issues: justice, national unity, and the role of international oversight. For many Nigerians, Kanu's case represents broader concerns about fairness in the legal system. For others, it raises questions about national stability and security. And at the international level, it highlights how global institutions engage with domestic matters. So regardless of where you stand, this is a conversation that affects the country as a whole. Now, let's pause for a moment and reflect. In situations like this, it's easy to get caught up in strong narratives or viral claims. But staying informed means asking important questions. What is confirmed? What is still unclear? And who is providing the information? That approach helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps discussions grounded in facts rather than speculation. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who's been following this issue, and subscribe for more balanced updates. Your engagement helps keep conversations like this going. And again, I'd really like to hear your perspective. Do you think international involvement will make a difference in this case? As things stand, we are still watching how the situation develops. Whether there will be official responses, further clarifications, or new findings remains to be seen. What's certain is that this issue is not going away anytime soon. And as always, the best thing we can do is stay informed, stay thoughtful, and keep asking the right questions. As we continue to follow this situation, it's also useful to understand how cases like this typically move forward, especially when international attention is involved. So when the concerns are raised through platforms connected to the United Nations, the process is often gradual. There may be communications sent to the government, requests for clarification, and sometimes public statements depending on the outcome of those exchanges. In many instances, governments respond by outlining their legal position, explaining the steps they've taken, and defending their actions within the framework of their national laws. On the other side, human rights advocates and legal representatives may continue to push for transparency, accountability, or specific remedies. So what we're seeing now could be just one phase in a longer process rather than a final turning point. Now, when we talk about Nnamdi Kanu, it's important to remember that his case has multiple layers: legal, political, and emotional. Legally, then there are ongoing proceedings and arguments that will ultimately be decided within the judicial system. Politically, his situation has become symbolic for different groups with different perspectives. And emotionally, it continues to resonate strongly with many Nigerians, especially in parts of the country where his message has had significant impact. Because of these layers, any new development, whether it's a court decision, a statement from authorities, or attention from international bodies, tends to trigger strong reactions. That's part of why claims, including the recent ones about an individual allegedly acting within the UN, can spread so quickly. People are already paying close attention, so new narratives easily gain momentum. But here's where careful thinking really matters. In complex issues like this, it's rarely accurate to reduce everything to a single person or a single hidden agenda. Institutions like the United Nations function through procedures, reviews, and collective decision-making. Even when individuals are involved in reporting or advocacy, they operate within structured systems that are designed to ensure some level of neutrality and accountability. So when you come across claims that focus heavily on identity, whether ethnic, regional, or otherwise, it's always worth asking, is there solid evidence behind this, or is it a simplified explanation of a much more complex situation? Another angle to consider is how information spreads today. Social media platforms can amplify messages at incredible speed. A single post can be shared thousands of times within hours, especially if it taps into existing emotions or tensions. So by the time fact-checking catches up, the narrative may already feel real to many people. That doesn't mean every claim is false, but it does mean every claim deserves scrutiny. Looking at the broader Nigerian context, issues around unity, identity, and governance are already sensitive. So when a story combines all of these elements, a high-profile figure, international involvement, and ethnic framing, it naturally draws attention. But it also requires extra responsibility in how we discuss it. From a national perspective, what matters most is ensuring that processes are fair, transparent, and in line with the law. Whether someone supports Kanu or not, the principle of justice is something that affects everyone. And when international organizations raise concerns, it can serve as an opportunity for clarity rather than conflict. At the same time, it's important not to jump to conclusions about motives without clear evidence. Assigning blame to individuals or groups based on assumptions can deepen divisions rather than help resolve issues. So where does this leave us right now? At this moment, we have confirmed reports that international attention has been drawn to aspects of Kanu's case, particularly regarding human rights concerns. We also have unverified claims circulating online about specific individuals allegedly acting against him, claims that so far have not been backed by credible evidence. That distinction is very important. As more information becomes available, we'll likely see clearer responses from authorities, possibly more detailed statements from international bodies, and continued discussion across different platforms. Until then, the best approach is to stay informed, stay critical, and avoid being carried away by unverified narratives. And this is where your voice comes in. Conversations like these shape how issues are understood at a wider level. If people focus on facts and thoughtful discussion, it helps create a more informed public space. But if misinformation spreads unchecked, it can lead to confusion and unnecessary tension. So as you think about everything we've discussed, consider this. What kind of information do you trust and why? What sources do you rely on when something important happens? If this breakdown has helped you understand the situation more clearly, go ahead and like the video, share it with others who...
Okay, that is the end of the message, my people. Let us dissect the comment section to know exactly what other people, what other people think about this particular matter. Okay, Zia said, be truthful. Name any tribe that like Ndibo in Nigeria. Only Biafra will set Biafra free. Okay. Jindo Ude said, my friend, this case has passed domestic matters. Rather, it involves international settlements. Let the Biafra to go is the only remedy, or Nigeria will turn to whatever. Okay. Ota said, is their tribe that is not working against Igbo in Nigeria? My brother does none. Alfonso said, why are you preaching instead of reporting? Okay, he's preaching instead of reporting. Hey, if you preach, they say you now report. If you report, they say, why you no preach? Okay, what do I know? My own is to be bringing information to you, and your own is to digest the information, share it, and make use of it in a better ways. I don't think there's nothing more to talk about this matter. Anyway, I am going to take a break, and I'll hear my voice again when I come back. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more interesting videos. Catch you next time.